part 4 of Terry Preuss NBCT to Mr. Stephen Round and the whole world, whoever's listening. Absolutely, these people, Educrats, whatever you may call them, are making these decisions that are affecting teachers and are affecting students in ways that are not necessarily as productive as they'd like them to be. I think they're well-meaning, I'm not sure, but something needs to be done. For example, in my educational system, we have what's called the FCAT. I hear that there are MCATs and BCATs and CCATs and DCATs and every kind of cat in the world for standardized testing. I used to be a very creative teacher. I teach creative writing. I'm a writer myself. I'm an author. I love to teach writing and literature. I'm a language arts teacher. But lately, I've been relegated to be a reading teacher and to teach reading strategies. And I'm really not able to be creative and love my classroom and feel my passion. And I'm not blaming my administrators. I'm not even blaming my school system, because I actually belong to a school system that has a mechanism in place to listen to parents, and that's a wonderful thing. But you know what? We need to listen a little more to the teachers, and we need to listen a little more to the students. When I first heard your tape, I believe I mentioned it was 12:21 and the world was ending and it was midnight and I couldn't sleep, and I turned you on and there you were. The next day I went to school and I talked to my students and I told them about you. And I told them, you know what, if I said those things, I'd probably get fired. And my students were like, what? Why would you get fired? You're just trying to help. You're just trying to make things better. We don't like to get tested, miss. Well, I realized they're right. Why should I be afraid? Why shouldn't we all be speaking up to make things better for the kids? My students reminded me that we do have our First Amendment rights and the freedom to speak. And I love it. And so I promised them during this Christmas holiday where we're off that I was going to speak to you and speak to the educational community in their behalf. They're tired of testing. They're tired of sitting in hard seats and listening to people yap, yap, yap about things that may no longer be relevant. They're tired of being lab mice for the politicians to see how quickly they can make it through the maze and ring the bell and get the cheese. That's sometimes how I feel. I feel sometimes like I'm a lab mouse myself, because I need to go through the maze so that I can ring the bell and I can get the cheese. And if I get the cheese, I might get a little more money. And if the kids get the cheese, I might get a little more money. Now they're trying to tie test scores to teacher pay. There's something very wrong with that. First of all, can you imagine how many people would be tempted to cheat? Can you imagine how many people will be unfairly looked at because of scores that are not in their control? It's really, really not a good idea. So for those of you up above who are making those decisions, I only have one thing to say. Why? Who's making the money? One thing I've learned in this country, and now that the 99% are talking out, but let's not get political, is that sometimes you just have to follow the money. There are millions and millions and millions of dollars spent on this testing. Well, is it possible that someone is lining their pockets because we continuously test our students? I mean, that's a lot to say. That's quite a mouthful. But I'm starting to wonder about this, and I'd like other people to wonder. I'd like investigative reporters to wonder. I'd like ABC News to wonder. I'd like CNN to wonder. I want these tests to be looked at, and I want to follow the money path. Follow the money trail. If we have the money to spend so many millions of dollars on tests that could quite easily be replicated by each and every county at no cost or very little cost, why on earth are we so being pressured by the people on the top to continuously test our students? Lab mice? I think not. These are children. These are eager children, ready to learn, ready to express, ready to speak, ready to think. We are no longer developing thinkers, just like Mr. Round said. We are developing test takers. And I don't like it. And I don't think you like it. I don't think parents like it. I know the kids don't like it. I know the teachers don't like it. I'm pretty sure the school systems don't like it. They're just doing what they're told because the politicians make the decision. Follow the money. And I'll be back with section 5.